DeMarco here with your Thursday video report. I've won 19 of my last 29 complimentary plays, basketball and football combined. Heading into your Thursday night selection on the Big East game between Notre Dame and DePaul. I'll tell you what, Big East Conference this year, you can see why these teams often struggle when the big dance comes around, because look at how they have beaten up each other throughout this season. They all have the majority of the teams, of course. So when I say all, I'm referring to the top 6, 7 teams in the conference. They all succeed and play extremely well in non-conference play. Then you get into the heart of the season, the conference schedule, and it seems every week you can count on a couple of huge upsets. Whether it's Syracuse going and beating Connecticut last night, whether it's Louisville barely getting by West Virginia at home and then upsetting Connecticut on the road, whether it's Villanova getting stunned by Providence, Pittsburgh getting upset, losing a very rare game at home to Notre Dame. Every week there's a couple of big upsets. And yet, look at the Big East Conference, the top 6, 7 teams. Is there a better conference in the country right now? You go to the SEC, you have a bunch of young teams that have proven repeatedly they can't win on the road. The Pac-10, other than Washington, and did the Huskies look that good Sunday against Washington State on the road? Not exactly. Pac-10, nothing to write home about. You go to the Big Ten. Ohio State has shown that it can win on the road, barely, remaining undefeated, but everybody else, whether it's Wisconsin, Purdue, can't win on the road with any type of consistency, if at all. Michigan State, other than Dick Vitale, is anybody propping up or talking big about the Spartans at any time now? This team is fading fast. You go out to the Big 12, Texas. After Texas, you've got a Texas A&M team that can win at home, but certainly hasn't shown that it can win on the road. And the Aggies got swept by the Longhorns, including getting blown out in College Station just a couple of nights ago. Kansas, times they look tremendous. Of course, that was in non-conference play early in the season. You've seen how they've struggled repeatedly. Sure, they've got a couple of nice road wins against the likes of Baylor and Texas Tech. But in step-up games, have the Jayhawks delivered. The ACC, Duke, because of the injury of point guard, certainly beatable. On any given day, Florida State looks like a world beater. Of course, those given days you can't always rely on. So again, I come back to the Big East and I ask you, is there a better conference right now in basketball? Now, tonight's game, I don't think there's going to be an upset, considering that DePaul, even though they're getting 12.5 points at home, has lost 5 in a row in the series, including the last 2 at home against the Irish. And of course, the Irish are on a nice little roll. They have been idle since upsetting Pittsburgh back on January 27th, holding the Panthers to 27 points under their average with that tough, aggressive defense and a 56-51 road upset in that contest. DePaul has lost 21 consecutive Big East games, a streak that started a year ago when they lost in South Bend against the Irish. In fact, they are also going into this contest tonight with Notre Dame being a ranked team, obviously. They've lost 24 straight games versus ranked foes by an average of 15.4 points a game. They're 1-43. 1-43 in their last 44 regular season conference games. That's going back a few years. This program's just fallen off the map from what it was when I was growing up as a kid. When DePaul, going back to the days of Mark Aguirre, was one of the nation's top programs. This team is a cellar dweller. It's not worthy of being in the Horizon League right now. That's how bad it's gone for DePaul. So I'm going to go with the Irish in this one. I'm willing to lay the points because they're far enough removed from the Pittsburgh win to have a letdown, I believe, tonight. It's not an extensively long road trip. In fact, because of the winter storms, they've actually been holed up in an Illinois hotel room the past couple of days as they traveled to Illinois a couple of days early because of the pending storm. They're coming off consecutive wins against Pitt on the road and Marquette and Cincinnati at home. Look at the RPI ratings between these two teams. Notre Dame, 9th in the country in the latest RPI rankings. DePaul, 237. That's why I'm willing to lay the 12 points with them as your free pick. Good luck, everybody, and I'll catch you again on Friday.